But it's nuts, man. Some of the rules you hear. I was watching this one dude. He said you can't masturbate because masturbation's a sin, right? Real quick aside, I did that joke before I left in the Midwest back in America, and this old woman, she must have been over 60. I said masturbating's a sin, and she goes, "Ah, shit." It was awesome. But, like, she wasn't trying to be funny. It was like she's worked that long to get into heaven, and she's like, "That's a fucking rule? God damn it. I'm like a week away. I gotta call all my friends. They didn't come to the comedy club because they're getting off at home." Reruns of the Golden Girls. I don't know. That was unnecessary. All right. But she's... That was the first time I said it. I was fucking shit. She was so mad. All right, so we said that masturbation's a sin, right? And lots of religions say this, and I never knew why. At first, I thought it was because religion hated joy. But then he said that masturbation is a sin because it's a form of homosexuality because you're touching yourself. But, like, I don't know anyone who masturbates while thinking of themselves. Like, I've never been like, "Yeah, my balls." Why would you do that? Even if they were the handsomest balls in the land. They're not. We don't let gays serve openly in the military, so we have people who are fighting in fucking these horrible wars, and they can't even call their loved ones to say "I love you" before they go out to fucking die. We don't let gays marry. We don't let them adopt children, right? And the biggest reason is because the religious right says that being gay is unnatural, and they know this because the Bible says that being gay is unnatural. And it's like, I've read the Bible. There are a lot of unnatural things that occur in that book. Like, I'm not trying to be an asshole, and I'm certainly no book critic, but I would say, hypothetically, that a dude dying, right, then rising from the dead in a zombie-like fashion is far less natural than me sucking a cock. Because at least cock-sucking you can prove. Like, I'm positive that shit exists. Like, I've seen pictures of dudes sucking other dudes' cocks because I have an asshole brother with an email account. And I don't learn my lesson, ever. I'm like, "Ooh, what are these three old men doing? Oh, they're sucking dick." Of course they are. They're always sucking dick. And I always look at the picture because one day I assume they're going to be playing cards like old men are supposed to do. But nope, they're sucking dick because apparently that's what you do now when you get older. Is you get around with all your weird little hobbit friends. You suck dick. You take pictures of it. You put it on the internet so my asshole brother Nick can send it to me. And I open the email every time because my family used it as an email me because they haven't talked to me in years because I didn't go to college and I do this shit for a living. So then I get the email and I'm like, "Oh my God, they love me again." Click, dick sucking. Always dick sucking. But I had this weird moment. There's a hate group in America called God Hates Fags, right? It's a very subtle, metaphorical title. And so I talked about them when I was here last year, and I've been trashing them because they're evil. They're the ones that, like, protest the gay kids' funerals, or they'll have the signs that say, like, "Thank God for 9/11." Like, they're fucking sick, right? So I started making fun of them. I started to get all this hate mail from them, which was awesome. Before I tell you, I'll read you my favorite hate mail, but before this, a moment of honesty. I had this weird moment with God Hates Fags this year where I was watching a news story on them, right? And they were protesting something called the Blue Collar Comedy Tour. Now, if anyone doesn't know, Blue Collar Comedy Tour, a bunch of dudes from the South, they get on stage, they tell kind of racist jokes, kind of sexist jokes. One of them shouts out at the audience, "Get her done," and the audience shouts back, "Get her done." I don't know what the fuck that means. But whatever, it's fine, they're billionaires. So the God Hates Fags people started to protest the blue-collar comedy people, not because of the sexism or the racism, but because they're popular, they're on TV, and they curse. They use adult language. And that was a weird moment for me as a left-wing comedian, because I'm watching the God Hates Fags people protest the blue-collar comedy people, and I was like, kind of agree with the God Hates Fags people on this one. Like, I would protest the Blue Collar Comedy Tour with them. Like, we would protest for different reasons. Like, they'd be like, you use adult language, and that's a sin against God. And then I'd be behind them like, I don't think you're very funny. And then they'd be like, you talk about adultery, you're gonna burn in hell. And then I'd be like, you use childlike catchphrases to appeal to the lowest common denominator of the American citizenry, dumbing us down so we support 2 illegal wars. And then they'd be like, who let the Jew come? And I'd be like, sorry. And then I would run into the woods and disappear in a cloud of smoke like Jews do. Doesn't make sense, but I love doing it because at least one person in the audience will look at their friend and be like, I've heard that about them. Well, if anyone was offended about anything so far, I'm just kidding. I'm not Jewish. Now. Kilstein, I can't run from it. Okay, here was the letter. God Hates Fags. So God Hates Fags, they wrote me. She Facebooked me, which was weird. No poke, just the message. And if there was a poke, I wouldn't be able to find it because the new format can suck my balls. Just put them in your mouth and twirl. Okay, here we go. Sorry, that was a nerdy reference, probably only for about 10 of you. I should have prefaced, my set is kind of like, lots of comics would on stage would be like, this next joke's for the fellas, like, or like, this one's for the ladies. And like with my act, it's kind of like, this next one's for the lonely people who spend all day at home by themselves reading fucking comic books and watching reruns of Lost while on Twitter and questioning their life decisions. Give me a what? And then, well, they usually don't give me a what because they're awkward and they just stare at the ground. I'm shocked you made it out tonight. Seriously. Me too. Fucking, I left during another episode of The Simpsons. I was like, oh, all right. This is word for word what the letter said. She said, Dear Jamie, just want you to know that we are praying for you to develop a painful cancerous tumor inside of you. Thank you for the few people that reacted. The fact that there was so much silence around this area makes me think at least some of you were like, that sounds right. Yeah. Won't you disappear into the smoke, Jew? We will not leave your girlfriend out of our prayers either. We are praying for her to develop a painful cancerous tumor inside of her disgusting left-wing tits. And without health insurance, you know what the end result will be, and know that I and many others will be smiling. Now. I did write her back. All I wrote back, I wrote, are you flirting with me? Nope. No zombie kisses from her. What? All right.